Actually, let me close that down. What's going on? What's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening. 8 o'clock. We're going to get about 1 minute to make sure that everybody else is on. Hey, y'all. All right, I see Nick over there, Joan, Andrea. Good evening, guys. Good evening. And Raheem is standing there staring at me, so I feel weird. I know. He just came in from off of running for, what, 3 miles? He is doing another event on Saturday. He's on another event on Saturday. So I want to give it one minute here. Make sure you guys, hope you guys are having an amazing day. You're probably going to hear him in the background because, again, he is just coming in. So what's going on? At work, doing my best to listen. Okay, Nick. Well, the call is definitely being recorded. So you will be able to listen to it later. All right. If in fact you have to jump off. So the title of this video, this recording, is the shortcut to success, right? What are the shortcuts? Everybody wants to know what the shortcuts are. Oh my God, so many times do I hear, and I'm sorry, I'm steady clicking, trying to find
your next video, then you need to check out our list.
I apologize. Let me get this off. Too often I get an email or a phone call or a text message, and somebody is asking me, what's the shortcut? I need to make money right now. You know, they're jumping on video to video. Hey, good evening, good evening. They are just like listening to everybody. They're spending countless hours and hours and hours listening to multiple different individuals on YouTube, on Facebook, throughout the different Facebook groups. It is amazing how many Facebook groups I have clicked through, because I am a member of several of them. And I see the same names within those groups, and they're newer agents that have reached out to me that I know are struggling. And I'm wondering, like, why are you still on several different platforms asking the same questions? The shortcut to success, especially in a life insurance arena, is to follow the leader, to listen to what they are telling you to do and do the work. That is the shortcut, right? You have to do the work. There is no other way but to do the work. You have to do the work. There's no magic pill. There's no magic script. I've used 5 different phone scripts, and guess what? They have all worked. All of them have worked. It depends on me. It depends on my confidence. It depends on how I'm feeling for that day. Everything depends on you. It depends on me, right? If you believe it's going to work, it will. If you don't believe it, it won't. Flat out. Shortcuts? Trust and listen to your managers. Make sure that if you're in an agency like myself, where we have conference calls 3 days a week, that you're on the calls, right? Because when you're on the calls and they're live, you're able to ask live questions and get the answers that you need. You know, this is probably one of the most frustrating topics for a manager, is trying to help a new agent understand what they need to do, and that they just have to do it over and over and over. It is consistency. When you are consistent, when you are doing the thing that you are supposed to do on a regular basis, and you don't allow your mind to keep you from knocking on that next door. You're not allowing, the negative thoughts that are going into your mind keep you from making that next phone call, right? I have my shirt on that says good vibes only, right? Good vibes only. This is the only thing that I want coming to me, are the good vibes, period. Whether I'm in my household or I'm out in the field, just the good vibes. If there's people that are negative, or people that are just depressed, or, they want to call and dump on me, I'm not having it, right? I'm just not having it. I'm really good at hanging my phone up in the middle of a phone call. I could care less. And sometimes people have said, oh, I think the phone, the call dropped. No, I dropped the call because you were giving me too much of what I just don't want to hear. And there's nothing I could do about it anyway. Right. So yeah. So that is the answer to your shortcut. We have a whole platform. Listen to your manager. If your manager, I'm not saying your upline, I'm saying the manager, because you may have an upline or somebody that has introduced the business to you that has not made six figures yet, if that's your goal, right? Some people, they don't want to make six figures. They're comfortable with 40, 50,000, whatever it is that you would like to make. Those are the people that you can listen to and follow their example. That's the only other way, right? I like to track things. When I am tracking my activity, when I'm tracking my clients, when I'm tracking my numbers, and I'm looking over to the side because I have my sheet, right? I'll cover their names. So when I'm tracking, this is how I stay on target, because I will look and I'll say, okay, here's my DNP, my goal. I need to get X amount of DNP left. And I understand that with the DNP, you divide that by 12, and that's how much premium I need to collect by my target date. So I keep those things in front of me at all times. Some people don't need to have that. Some people just go to work every day. That's most of the time, that's our men that do that. Every now and then we have men that do not. All right. And they need to be told, go to work. The beautiful thing, yesterday, I was asked to speak to high school students. The young lady that had worked with me, 10 years ago when I was working as my credit restoration company, she reached out to me and asked if I would talk to the youth about being an entrepreneur. And I absolutely loved it. I'm about to scream at my husband about this dog right now. You guys see me, I'm being good. But she had asked me to come and speak to the kids, and it was phenomenal. She had 3 speakers there. One was a nurse, another person was an entrepreneur, which was me, and then there was an engineer that spoke after me. So I was the one in the middle. And, it's amazing how these young individuals had so many questions. They just kept going, kept asking questions. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? What did you learn when you started to work for yourself? Is it easy? Right? One young man had asked me a question that it really made me think about all of these years. I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years, and it made me think all the way back. He asked me, has there ever been a time that I was at my lowest, and what did I do to get out of it? I was like, wow, that's a really good question coming from a 10th grader, right? And not saying that they're not smart or anything like that, because clearly they're in this program and they are trying to get head start on what they're going to do when they graduate. So I was completely thrilled about this program. But it's how many years I've been a manager? Not one person has ever asked me that. Not one. And I stood there and I thought about it. And I was like, wow, that is a good question. And thank God for myself, I've always been strong mentally, right? I've always been one to analyze. I've always, that self-evaluation, I've always been like that, as to why I ended up in a long-term job with Highmark as a business analyst, right? I analyzed. And I realized when I was depressed, it took, I didn't know right away. It took some things to happen. And I started noticing like I couldn't laugh, and it was like I was just numb all the time. And I was in business during that period, and what I did to get out of that was I researched. I was online on YouTube. I was on Google, and I was, just doing in the search bar. What do you do when you can't laugh anymore? Right? It sounds crazy. It sounds dumb. But if you Google that right now, there's going to be a ton of articles that pop up, and it's going to let you know you're depressed. You might need to see a psychiatrist. You might need some medication. I didn't choose the medication route. I definitely chose a psychiatrist, but more importantly, I wanted to get better. And I understood that it was the things that I was thinking about on a regular basis that was keeping me down. And again, I didn't really know that up front. I had to read that information. So we have everything at our fingertips on our phones. Our phones are mini computers. Everything is right there, period. So if you're having a bad moment and you're trying to make it a full day, it's because you keep thinking about those things. You keep thinking about it. This business, you are not to constantly hold on to the negative vibes, the bad, people and conversations, and those folk that are just crazy. Because let's be honest, if you're in final expense insurance, you are dealing with a lot of individuals that are on medication, and they're not necessarily crazy, but you might catch them right as they're trying a new medication and it's not working very well with their system, and they are or appear to be crazy. They're moody. It's normal. But we have to understand that and not take that thing personal. Somebody screaming at you, telling you, you should have called this and the other. Okay. Well, you know what? I wasn't able to call. I had a bad signal. Guess what? There's people in the area that has taken 3 weeks for me to get to them. The company just added your name to my pal. I'm sorry I didn't call you in advance, but I'm glad you're home. Takes 10 minutes, right? We have to be individuals that are fix it. We have to be fix it queens and kings up in here. And what I mean by that is when there's an issue, you have to consistently think about what to do to fix it. If you're that person that it takes you a while to make a decision, if you're that person that, you stumble a lot on your words because you're uncomfortable, it's because you don't know your business. It's because you didn't practice enough. You didn't go through those objections over and over and over and over again and replay it in your mind so that when you hear it, it just easily rolls off your tongue, right? You can throw any objection at me at any time of a presentation, and I'm going to have an answer, period. But I practice over and over and over. And every time it's not going to come out exactly the same. I didn't memorize a script, although I did in the beginning, but I know it. It's in me. So I can easily come back at somebody and say, well, wait a minute. Well, did you think about this? And that is our job, guys, as life insurance agents. We are problem solvers. If you are in any other kind of business, you are a problem solver. Any salesperson is a problem solver. You're trying to find a need and you're trying to fix it. You're trying to find a problem and you are trying to fix it. That is all that we are doing, period. So hopefully that helped you guys out, right? Anybody that is the first time on here, because this is actually live, I posted it on the group on Facebook as well. Welcome. I jumped right in. I like to try to get these videos started right on time. Typically, I would be on the videos for about an hour, but we are not going to be on here for an hour today. We are literally going to be 30 minutes to 45 minutes because I have to cut these down shorter, as well as I have a team meeting, my own team meeting at 9. So we are going to be on schedule today. So yeah, stop trying to find an easy way to do your job, which is running your business. Just take your time, enjoy the process, laugh along the way, find yourself an accountability partner, right? And I need to check out with William now that I said that out loud. I haven't talked to him in about a week. Tie in with somebody that you trust, that is doing better than you, and tell them what your goal is so that they can help keep you accountable. That makes it fun. Like one of my agents right now, one of my managers in training, he's running for a nice goal, and so am I. And I'm sending him messages like, I'm on your tail, right? He's consistently doing about 20,000, 15 to 20,000 a month. I'm running for the 20,000 and I'm right on his heels. Okay. And I haven't been in the field for a while. And this is fun, but it makes it fun because he's sending me memes like, yeah, catch me if you can. But he's thinking about that because he's very competitive. And so I'm watching the numbers. So you need to find an accountability partner, right? Somebody that's going to tell you when you are veering off to the left, hey, you better come on over here. I'm going to beat you. And it's fun. It just makes it fun because we all go through similar things in the field. You're going to have times when people are not home. You're going to have times where you just can't get in the door. I mean, heck, my husband just had a couple days where on the road and he did maybe one presentation, maybe one sale, and he's used to doing 2 to 3 to 4, right? It happens. It happens to all of us. What you do with those days is what matters. Are you going to sit down and quit? Are you going to start doubting yourself or doubting the process or doubting the leads? Right? And now that I'm talking about leads, oh, um, a lot of life insurance companies do not provide leads, and um, the leads that they provide have been worked over 2, 3, 4, 5 times over. Right? Old school life insurance agents made their money by cold door knocking and cold calling people from the phone book and talking to people all around them. Just because we do have leads in certain areas does not mean that that is the only way that you are supposed to run your business. And if you are not able to receive leads because you have a balance and you haven't written any business, there's people all around you. All around you. You have to move. You have to get from outside of this uncomfortable little box that you put yourself in and talk to people. These things, they're killing us for real. They are killing us. These little smartphones are making us dumb. They are dumbing us down because we kind of think if we can't send a text message or we can't, get them on the phone or whatever, then there's no business. That is so far from the truth. We have to open up our mouths and talk to people, let them know what we have. And so what if they say no? What if they say yes? What if they say yes? It could be a potential business partner. It could be somebody that needs insurance. It could be somebody that knows 3 or 4 people that need insurance, right? But you'll never know if you don't open your mouth. We see over 100 people every single day. You don't believe me? Tomorrow, think about it. Everywhere you go, count how many people are 3 to 5 feet away from you. Everywhere you go. Now, if you sit at home, you're cheating. But if you're out and about, you're going to the grocery store, going through the mall, whatever. Count how many people pass you. Count how many times you feel that nudge, like you should talk to somebody if you're at the gas station or even in the grocery store, and you don't. It's like 50%. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's like 50% of the individuals are underinsured or have no life insurance. That's a lot of people. And I'm not saying I'm comfortable talking to everybody. I'm not comfortable making phone calls. I'm very good at it. You know why? Because my manager told me years ago, you make the most money doing what makes you the most uncomfortable. And so you do it anyway because if you want to change, if you truly want to change, you do it anyway. And for those, if you listen to the call from last week, that's the last thing that we talked about in the book, Shut Up, Stop Whining, and Get a Life. We put that, he said, but if you do not care enough to be more and do better, he's saying he would not be able to stand being in your presence. Not giving a darn or not caring is the ultimate insult to yourself and to your family. To know how to be successful and not care enough to do it is truly a pitiful thing, right? And if you think about that, he's not lying. And yeah, it comes across pretty hard, right? It's like, wow, like, yeah, I love my family. How can you tell me I don't love my family? But think about it. If you're struggling right now and you know what you are supposed to do and what you can do and you don't do it, do you really? Right? I mean, that's one of those things like, oh, it just makes me, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Then you're never going to get a different result. You have to change. We were at Muay Thai training this morning, right? We were working out this morning, my husband and I, and we go to this guy. who trains martial arts. And there was a lady that was there first time she'd come to the gym, and she came with one of her girlfriends, and her girlfriend, they're in their 70s. All right. So these are some older ladies that were there. And this lady, bless her little heart, she was like, I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm not picking that up. I'm not working with that weight. I'm not doing that many jumping jacks. You said run for 30 seconds. I mean, every single thing. She was like, I can't do that. I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. The whole hour. And I was sitting there like, you have got to be kidding me. And she's like, everybody there looks good. Everybody looks great. There's a 77-year-old man that's there. He goes every single day. He's phenomenal. He is doing great. You know, he's gaining flexibility. He has some issues. And she's like, even he looks amazing. We're like, he's 77. If you do not change, nothing will change. Nothing. We have to move. We have to get out of this comfortable space, and we have to do the things that are uncomfortable. We have to stop answering our phones during the day. We have to stop talking to our normal friends and family members. We have to just basically be like the horse and have the blinders on and just simply focus on the goal. Focus on what you need to do. When you start to feel that fear, understand that it is not of God. It is not for your benefit. The fear is enabling you. It is keeping you still. It's keeping you in the same spot. Now, if you're okay with being broke and broken, you're okay with where you are today, you don't feel like you need anything more or you don't want anything more, great. Great. This video and most of my videos will not be for you. But if you're an individual who knows that you were created for more and that you should have more, you have to do more. Period. It's like faith without works is dead. You have to believe it. You have to see it. You have to have the vision. You have to believe it. You have to have the goal, break down the goals, then do the work, regardless of how you feel. Feelings are temporary. They're temporary. Yesterday, I was going all through my feelings, back and forth. You know, my birthday's coming up in a month. My sister who passed, his birthday is 6 days before mine. Every year around this time, I get mental. I get emotional. I'm happy 1 second, 1 minute, it's on me. And I just, okay, I know what that is, and I keep going, right? I check it and I keep going. It happens though. My husband caught it and he said to me this morning, what was wrong with you yesterday? Like, you know, I came home and you were all good, and then in like an hour, you seemed kind of down. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's my sister, you know, it's that thing. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I wish you would have told me yesterday. And I'm like, it happens every year. But he's right. I should have made that known because it's not his sister who passed. It wasn't, you know what I mean? That's not his thing for him to really remember that every year. And so even still, with the feeling bad, with the feeling of, you know, sad, I still got on the phones. I still made my calls because I have a goal. And in my mind, I am constantly thinking about this 20,000 in production that I need to have. I'm looking at the team goals. I'm looking at my goals. I'm looking at my numbers. I'm looking at how many days I have left to work in the month. I'm looking at what could possibly come up. I'm looking at what if I get sick, right? I had a couple of days earlier this week where I wasn't feeling well. So I took 2 days off, but I was like, okay, yesterday I still wasn't feeling good, but I needed to get on the phone because yesterday I was more emotional than anything. It's a mental thing. I had to get on the phones, right? But it's because I'm focused on that goal. I have it everywhere. Everywhere sitting there, 20,000 over there is 20,000. Like everywhere it has this 20,000 all around me. And really, I'm looking at the 25,000 number because that way, if anything falls off, I'll still hit the 20. So you want to make sure that you're running after a goal that's higher than your true goal. Commitment and your goal. Come on, you can say hi. Here's my son. Say what's up. Commitment and goals, right? What are you going to hit come hell or high water, right? That's the commitment. Like my commitment is this 20,000. So I have my goal is 25 so that I can hit this 20. But it's like a constant thing. I sent out 55 envelopes yesterday. Yeah, yesterday in the morning, the day before yesterday when I wasn't feeling well, I went ahead and did envelopes while I was home. And I'm trying to give you an example of one of them. And I mailed out 50 of these letters. And the letters are for my NTO and lapsed clients. I don't have it right here. It's for my NTO and lapsed clients. So even though I don't feel good, and even though I wasn't on my phones and I wasn't out door knocking, I still was doing something for my business. And the NTO and lapse, that's still something for my business because that controls my pay through. It controls the money that I am building at the beginning of every single month. If the clients do not have their life insurance, their family is at risk. That's first and foremost. Secondly, my pay through, my monthly pay is going down because they're not continuing to pay their monthly pay. I don't want that either. I worked hard to obtain those clients. So I want to make sure that they're satisfied and that they're staying on the books. First, because their family needs it. And second, because that's my income as well, right? So I sent out those letters. I have in the envelope come Saturday. It would be the third day, fourth day. They should have the letter and I want to call. So I don't want to wait a whole nother week later to give them a phone call because they would have opened up the letter and forgot about it by now, right? So you have to have your systems in order. All of these things, if you are in the Miles group, the FP group, these are things we talk about every single day on the conference calls as far as making sure that you are in front of your clients, making sure you're doing the IPAs, income producing activity, every single day. We should be working our business in and out of our lives, period. It doesn't take much for you to have your cell phone. We always have our cell phones. I have this case from Amazon, and right here, I keep my business cards. Real easy, right? Always have your business cards on hand, whether you are dressed to be in the field or not, because you may be at a restaurant and you may hear somebody talking about they just lost a loved one or they were thinking about life insurance or not. They could just be somebody that said, "Hey, how you doing?" And they were friendly. And you can say, "You know what? I'm great. Listen, do you mind if I give you two of my cards?" I provide final expense life insurance that pays out in 24 hours for the immediate need of the family. And we help to make sure your family gets the best cost possible for your arrangements. Have you ever heard about it before? Right? It's real easy, but it's not. But it is, right? It's simple, couple words. It didn't even take 30 seconds for me to say that. The hard part is us moving outside of ourselves to get it done. The hard part is us telling our own mind to shut up and talk to this lady or this man. How many times have you seen individuals that were overweight? A lot of people that are overweight do not have life insurance because a lot of companies will not qualify them. I just had a lady that told me that her life insurance that she had, they terminated her coverage because her high blood pressure went too high and she was overweight. She had been paying over 20 years with this company and it was supposed to be whole life. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And you guys that know what final expense, we don't ask what their weight is, their height and their weight, because it really doesn't matter. We're looking at the last 2 years of your medications and your diagnosis, right? Heart attack, stroke, COPD, emphysema, liver disease, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, Lou Gehrig's disease, organic brain syndrome, complications with diabetes, if you had a coma or any amputations. These are the things, HIV or AIDS, these are the things that we want to know about. And yes, I just rattled that off. You should know your medical questions. Because again, if you're talking to somebody on the street, you need to be able to ask them certain things. And they will trust you because they know, oh, she knows her business or he really knows his business, to be able to rattle that off to know if I'm going to be a day one candidate or a 2-year pay-in period, right? So the shortcut is listening to the managers and the individuals that are already winning. Get yourself an accountability partner and forget about your fears, forget about your feelings, and go to work. Think more about your lead, if you have a lead, or the person that is around you. Start thinking of those individuals as your family member, somebody that you really love and care about. Start looking at everybody like that. Honestly, if we all started to do that, the world would be a better place, period. But as business owners, start doing it. You will be amazed how compassionate you will become in talking to individuals and being able to share true love and concern with the individuals that you are sitting in front of. They pick up on that. People buy from people they like, period. I have several, several clients that took advantage of our benefit, even though the price was higher. Even though the price was higher. One, because of me. Major person was me. Second thing was we do have a family support service, which is phenomenal. No other company has it. Period. So with that, I'm done. It's 30 minutes in. My dog is making her little noise. Love my little dog. I will open it up for any questions. If you are on YouTube, I will not and cannot see you. Hey, Robin, unless you post. Of course, on I'm on the Life Now University group, and I see you guys over here. So any questions at all? I know I have a little bit of a delay, so I will wait for you. Any questions, any comments? It doesn't have to be about anything that I talked about today, which is what is the shortcut to success within this business. Anything at all while you have me. I have a good 10 minutes, and then I'm out of here because I have to get on for my crew. I can hear myself echoing in the back room. Go on once, go on twice. I see we have a lot of people over here on our YouTube. Thank you guys for joining in. For those individuals that are part of the Life Now University, whether you have enrolled in a course or not, I did send out an email a couple days ago. I'll send out another one. There are several additional courses that have been added to the Life Now University. How you can access that is Life Now. No. Sorry, this is my dog. lifenowuniversity.teachable.com. Several courses. I broke down the 0 to 6 figures. So you can join that. It is open again for open enrollment, or you can just flat out pay for a certain section. And that's it. And then you have access to it forever. So you can definitely go to the lifenowuniversity.com or lifenowuniversity.teachable.com. Thank you so much, Angela. I'm glad that you love the information, as well as Rob. And I see you guys over there. David, Stu. What's up, Stu? Michelle, love you guys. Alexis, how many cold calls and in-person approaches should an agent be doing a day? As many as you can. Period. As many as you can. Cold calls, whenever. Most agents have set days that they do phone calls. So some people would say, okay, Monday or Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and sit down and make phone calls Sunday night to set up Monday, Tuesday, right? So you want to set up the appointments for your 24 to 48 hours. You want to try to get as many as possible in the 24-hour time frame, because people forget. We're all crazy busy, right? So you want to make as many calls as you can, as many calls as it takes. You should not limit yourself to a certain number and say, oh, I want to make 20 calls. And if you didn't get anybody in the 20 calls, then it doesn't work, right? Telesales individuals, they make between 1 to 200 dials a day, okay? And I said dials because you may not get somebody on the phone each time. What I like to do when I call an individual is ring the phone twice, because telemarketers don't normally call you twice, and neither do bill collectors. So that way people will normally, if they're right by their phone and they see a number come through twice, they typically answer it on the second ring. All right. In-person approaches. I mean, again, you want to talk to everybody you can, Everybody, especially if you are running for, six figures. If you would like to make six figures, you want to talk to as many people as possible. Bottom line, as you are growing in your business, you will, if you keep track of your presentations and your sales, you will know what your closing ratio is. And then you would better understand, okay, I need to sit with 5 people because I know that I'm going to close 3 and I need 15 sales in a week to get the goal that I want for the month. But in the beginning, and even in the end, talk to everybody, period. Stop, Remy. Stop. I swear, she's like a real kid. She didn't do any of this until I started to get on this recording, I swear. None at all. You're welcome. All right, Stephanie. So I have a friend who is over 300 pounds and has asthma, diabetes, no other issues. I have been looking for coverage for her. Yes, she can get covered with Lincoln Heritage. Email me, lhlifenow@gmail.com, and I'll post it here for you so that you can send me an email. I'll call you tomorrow and I will help you out. All right. I'll be able to give you some quotes and everything. So lhlifenow@gmail.com. Stephanie, just send me an email. Let me know that you were the one on the YouTube that need help with your friend. Okay. But yes, we can definitely take care of her. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments? You're welcome, Stephanie. All right, guys. It is now 2:37. Raheem, you have anything you would like to add? All right. So he is good and done for today. Guys, I appreciate you for jumping on. You can have whatever you want. You have to believe it, you have to see it, and you have to work hard to get it. Eventually, your money will work for yourself. So you won't always have to hustle hard, especially if you're in the life insurance business, because your residuals will start to help take care of you on the back end. David, I so appreciate all your information. It has helped me tremendously in my career with Lincoln. I will see you in the Bahamas. Yes, we are going to the Bahamas in 2 weeks. I cannot wait. Lincoln is sending the top agents and managers to the Bahamas. We are excited. Lord willing, we will be there and can't wait to meet you. Make sure you come and snatch us up, David, for sure. And anybody else that's going to be in the Bahamas, make sure you come and holler at the ills. All right. So guys, I am out of here. We will be back on next Thursday, same time, 8 p.m. And I'm out. Love ya. Check out Life Now University. There's tons of good stuff for you guys. Peace out. Be blessed. Go hit them goals. It's up to you.